Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today we're going to talk about throwing on the run. So slow rollers or just any play where you're going to catch and throw on the run. We're going to go through a couple of different throwing routines that you can use to help yourself get better at this, and we're also going to talk mechanically some things to keep in mind. Before we do, today's video is brought to you by Rocket Sports. Rocket makes top quality baseball gear and equipment. We use all of their gear and equipment with our Antonelli baseball teams. Great stuff. Go down to the description box below, click the link there. It's going to take you over to Rocket. You'll be able to get 15% off of your next order. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things real quick. So first thing is, when you're making a play on the run as an infielder and you throw the ball on the run, the biggest difference is you're going to throw it off of your wrong foot. So in a normal throw, on a ground ball, on really any ball that you throw, you're always going to throw off your left foot. So you're going to throw off of your left foot. When you throw the ball on the run, you throw it off of your right foot. Again, this is for a right-handed infielder. If you're a first baseman, it's just the opposite, right? But if I'm throwing on the run, I'm going to throw off my right foot, okay? So that's the first difference and probably the biggest thing. Why is it difficult for kids when they first learn how to throw on the run? It's because you don't really practice throwing off your right foot, right? Until today. Now you do practice throwing off your right foot. We'll talk about that. But that's the biggest difference, is you've got to get used to throwing the ball on your opposite foot, a foot that you have not probably practiced very much at all right? And so how do we do that? Well, during your throwing routine, before games and practices, we've made another video on it, on a routine that you should develop, or one that you can develop. Go and check that video out if you haven't seen it already. But after you're done, what I like to do at the end of our throwing routine, you can add in wrong foot throws, okay? So at the very end of the routine, maybe after you play some quick catch, then say, okay, let's do some wrong foot throws here. Don't have to do it every day. You can if you want, but you got to mix it in. And so all a wrong foot throw is what I like to do is I like to start out with the ball in my glove. I'm going to have a partner maybe about 30 feet away, and all I'm going to do is, if the partner is right where you guys are, I'm just going to turn my body a little bit. I'm going to put the ball in my glove, and I'm just going to throw the ball off my wrong leg. For a right-handed pitcher or a right-handed thrower, it's their right leg, right? So here again, and I throw it. So what am I thinking about on this? First thing is, I need to feel, I'm on my right leg, but I need to feel my upper body be over my right leg this way, okay? So all I do is I take my torso and I just lean over this way a little bit, all right? That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm gonna have a lower arm action. I don't wanna stand up and throw the ball here. I wanna be able to throw the ball from here. Now, it doesn't have to be way down here. A lot of times when I tell players, hey, we're gonna throw a little lower arm action here, or a lower arm slot, they all of a sudden think they've gotta do this, okay? Think about the ball and your nose, that relationship. If there's a string that goes from your nose to the ball, that relationship always stays the same. So if I'm here, there it is. As my body tilts over, the ball comes down, right? I'm not disconnecting that string and doing this. I'm just, again, here's over the top, here it is from the side, right? So I just lean over and I throw it from there, okay? So those are some of the key things to think about. Now, I'm gonna be throwing to my left most of the time if I'm a third baseman, shortstop, or second baseman. And so, wrong foot, tilt it over, arm or ball and nose, the relationship stays the same. And now I'm gonna be throwing that way. For the sake of this, actually, I'll just turn here so I can throw it over the camera. When I'm here, I wanna think about taking my belt buckle or my belly button and getting that towards my target so that I'm not just relying on my arm, right? I want to use my entire body. So here I am here, I'm going to turn my belly button towards my target and throw it. And I can get much more on the throw instead of just using my arm. think about it with hitting. I'm not just gonna use my arms. I'm gonna let my leg turn. Here comes my belt buckle or belly button, okay? So that's the first thing we do. We just play catch, back and forth, okay? Now, after you do that, you can add in your feet. So again, start with the ball in your glove, just take a couple of steps. Throw it off your right foot, okay? I'm gonna do it this way so that I can actually run through it a little bit more. There we go. And just keep running, all right? So just, when you're doing that, I said 30 feet for this, push back. You can do probably 90 feet, 75 to 90 feet is probably a good distance. If you're just learning how to do it, maybe you go a little bit shorter than that, but it's real simple. You're just running through, you're not putting the ball on the ground, you're not getting a ground ball yet, you're just running through, throwing. After you do that, now you can start to work on from the ground. Now when you field a slow roller or a ground ball that you have to charge and play on the run, there's different ways you can do it. You can field it with one hand, you can field it with two hands, you can field it with bare hand. Some players do each one better than the other. You can practice all three though. So go through a couple one-handed. On a one-hand play, I'm gonna field the ball just outside my left foot. If I go two-hand plays, I'm gonna field the ball just inside my right foot. If I'm one-handed, bare hand, I'm gonna go outside my right foot, okay? So it's here, it's here, it's here, all right? So let's say we're just gonna go one hand. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna pretend I feel the ball, I'm gonna throw it. Do it again. Put the ball in your glove. Come up, can you feel it? Keep throwing, or keep running, and throw, all right? You can go two-handed, put the ball in your glove, come up to it, throw it. You can go bare hand. All right, so you're now practicing everything without ever getting a ground ball. It's all ball in your glove. When you get good at that, then you go on to having a coach roll your ball, having a coach fungal your ball, getting it in the live game, okay? So that can be the progression. But if you practice it in your throwing routine, you're gonna get so much better at it when it comes to getting a ground ball from a coach or in the game. Where players get in trouble is they never ever practice it in their throwing routine. They barely ever practice it in their practice setting, and then it comes to them in the game and they have no idea what to do. Well, because they've never done it before, right? And so add this to your throwing routine and you will notice how fast you start to become comfortable with it. And especially as you get older, you have to make the play on the run. What I see a lot with younger kids is because runners are slower and because, especially at a young level, hey, if you field it and he beats it out, it's like, hey, good job right there. But there comes a time when you play at a certain level where it's not just good enough to just be like, hey, nice job right there. You fielded it and you threw it, you were safe. You got to get the guy out, right? And so what I see a lot of young players do is they come in, it should be thrown on the run, they field it, and then they stop and they shuffle and they throw, safe. And they're like, hey, good play. Well, eventually that play has to be made on the run, or else, well, they'll find somebody that can make the play on the run. And so you might as well work on it, okay? The more you work on it, the more it becomes routine. It doesn't become a gold glove, web gem, spectacular play. It becomes a routine play. If you watch real high level baseball, slow roller becomes a routine play, all right? And that's the goal, to try to make it more routine. And you do that by working on it in your throwing program and then taking it to practice. Hopefully that makes sense. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we will talk to you later.